Oh,
Let's record before Izzy kills me.
that's some problem.
Like I say, I just leave it until
Oh.
until 25 to before we crack on, just to allow a few people, a few stragglers to come in.
Normalmente es posible poner un que no puede para
Yes, Alessio, I am good. Good morning. I am good. I do need the yeah, actually that's a good point. What I'll do, I'll mute all clear. There we go. And obviously if you want to speak to me, just unmute yourself and then we can chat. Yeah, it's a day definitely powered by cups of tea and most probably chocolate as well. I feel it's a chocolate hump day. One good thing about this time of year is it's not unheard of to eat a whole Easter egg. You know, you can eat an Easter egg whenever you want these days.
Chris, I had a little question from yesterday. I come up with it after it left. I thought I'd churn it in now. You know, when we was talking about the keywords and on the website, making sure you replicate that throughout your pages.
Yeah.
Does Google primarily work off of the desktop version, or does it take from the mobile as well? Because with both of the things, I've been taking text out of the mobile side because it just doesn't display quite right when I've got that through. And there's parts of me thinking, am I perhaps doing myself a disservice? But
yes, you are.
I removed it. Right, okay.
Yeah. It's the same process for both. The only difference between desktop and mobile is that on mobile, they just prefer kind of faster websites.
Okay.
So obviously website speed is more important on mobile than it is desktop. Because on desktop, obviously you're connected to the Wi-Fi. With mobile, you're connected to 3G.
Okay.
So that's the only kind of difference in the ranking factors between the two. It's two separate algorithms, to be honest, but the basics are the same. So yeah, I wouldn't remove any wording.
So then going on to the next one then. So I use Wix, as you know.
Mm-hmm.
What I've been doing is I've been hiding the text to get rid of it because I kind of feel that as I said, it was just text. I just didn't like how text heavy it is, and I can go back and have a look. Can you with Wix? Can you have two separate? Can I add us like the description? Can it be different on the mobile to the main website, or is that again a negative? Do they need?
That's a negative.
Right. Okay. So it needs. Okay. I've just got to work out a way to make it look nice, basically.
Yeah. It's a design element, really, to make sure everything kind of fits together.
Okay. Perfect.
Can I ask you a question?
No.
Oh, shut up then.
Of course you can, sir.
I am a great believer in speed, obviously for websites and that kind of palaver. And if we go by Google's page insights speed, it can be naff.
Yeah.
If you go with GT metrics or pingdom, I'm getting A's.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, I know it's based on 3G in the middle of the Sahara Desert and all that kind of palaver.
Yeah.
The lowest kind of thing going. But how can it really be that different? Seriously, I mean, GT metrics are giving you A's and going, yeah, your core vitals are fine, everything's pretty decent. Yeah, you've got A's or B's, And you go on page insights and it goes, actually, your cumulative layout shift is, 0.35 and it should be, 0.2 or something. And you're sitting there going, hang on a minute, it can't literally be that much different. Are Google Page Insights looking at something completely different, or GT Metric and Pingdom and all the others completely way off the mark?
If I'm completely honest with you,
Go on then.
I don't know. I have the same issue.
It's true, though, isn't it? How many times have you done it?
I tend to go off GT metrics and ping them.
I do.
That is, you know, I very rarely use Google page speed insights unless I'm looking at kind of specifics. Because yeah, I have my Claire. I speak to a lot of developers, and GT metrics seems to be the go-to tool for speed for most people in the industry.
I mean, what I don't get is obviously you combine your Java CSS files, and you get your images nice and small, and you do all the work, you make it all look nice, the coding's fine, and Google page just tells you to naff off. You're using go on GT metrics, and actually you're a hero, you know.
Yeah, well, I was a couple of 3 years ago now, I was speaking at Brighton SEO, and one of the Google I can't remember his name, Gary Ilyes, one of the top guys on Google, he was doing the keynote speech, and he was talking about GT metrics. So so I would say that. Right, anyway, I apologize. I'm going to crack on because I know Dina's already mentioned she needs to shoot at 10 o'clock. Today is actually very simple. There is not a lot to today. What I'm going to show you is something called Schema Markup. Now, this has got a number of different names. Okay, it's got a number of different names. I call it Schema Markup. Some people call it structured data. Some call it, you know, data markup. There's so many different types of name. But technically what it is, it's a bit of code that sits on your website and tells Google what that page is about. So this is following the one page, one service. Okay, it makes it very, very easy to understand for Google. So what I'm going to do today is I'm just going to show you very quickly what I mean. You start to understand it a bit more because you'll see it in Google. And then following that, I'm just going to go onto a website and I'm going to create some. And I'm going to show you the different types that there is. So to share screen. You don't want to see my emails. There we go. There's today. Let's come out of that. So I'm going to search, what is SEO? So you've got obviously your PPC, and then you have got these. Now this is called the knowledge graph. And what it is the question, what is SEO and how does it work? And if you go down there, you have got the Digital Marketing Institute blog, and it's a bit of content. Now, how in the SEO game, we call this position 0, because obviously this is position 1, this is, you know, position 0, it's knowledge graph. How do we get in there? And we'll show you. I'm also going to show you something else. So if we go to HC Media Group, we've got these. So think of this as like a peacock fluffing your feathers, right? Usually you would just have this one little link, but now what we're doing is we're covering more space. Gold SEO package, local SEO package, contact us, meet the team. We've got more elements there. Now, if I type in how to boil an egg, you've got recipes and different things like that. if I type in jobs in marketing, you've got the jobs. There's so many different elements of Google that people don't realize, and you use them every day. And, you know, you might want to do certain things. So please, everybody, either take a screenshot or write this down. This website, technicalseo.com. And I'm using the Schema Markup generator. Now, I am going to teach you today how to write JSON LD code. I know it sounds scary, but it's a copy and paste job. It's really, really easy. So what I want you to do, when we go, I'm going to explain what different types are. And then what you need to do, your task for today, is look at your one page, one service and go, what schema can go onto that page? Obviously, if I've worked on your site, this is already done on your site. Simon, this is the bit that I was, telling you about the other day with, the schema code that I put on your site. So this is already done. So here's the different ones that you can have. Article. Well, are you writing an article? Are you writing some kind of blog or a news article or something like that, and you want to flag up to Google that this is your new blog? If it is, let's use the blog. Breadcrumb. Well, breadcrumb is where you leave breadcrumbs. So you remember I said HC Media Group and you have the little bits underneath? That is a breadcrumb. Event. Have you got a specific event that you're launching and you want that to show up on Google? Obviously use your event one. FAQ page. Everybody loves an FAQ, right? What is SEO was an FAQ. So if you've got FAQs on your website, stick this on. Everybody should have FAQs. Everybody should have a question and answer section on every page, I personally think. Stick this on your page and it'll work. I'll show you how to do that in a minute. How-to guide. How to boil an egg. Well, if you put it this is great because this gets you into voice activated. So, hey Alexa, hey Google, tell me how to boil an egg. Well, this is how, if you've got this on your website, this is how it pulls out that information. So this links up with the voice activation and things like that. So this is kind of future proofing. Job posting, which is obviously great. Local business, well, everybody needs this on their homepage because it tells Google your geographical location. So this really helps with your Google Maps because it says, right, this is where I am. And then you can kind of get, telling Google your coordinates always helps. Organization, you can put your logo in there, your contacts, your social media profiles, and then that pulls through to your Google My Business easier. Person, obviously, if you search my name, I'm an author, things like that. So you can actually start getting the knowledge graph about the person on there as well. Products. Flag up that you're a product. For every single product that you have, stick this on. Obviously, if it's one of those products you only have one and then it's sold and then you don't have it again, it's harder to do. But with this, you should be, pretty easy. Recipe. Obviously, if you've got recipes, video, and website. And the website, I'm just going to click on the website one. Website name, HC Media, www, HC Media, isn't it? HC Media. even spell my own name today. URL https www.hcmediagroup.uk. Always put in the HTTPS section. And there's there. Now, if you look on the right hand side, you've got the code and it's filled it in already. So all I need to do is press copy. I have built some code. I then go onto my website and I paste this into my website. Now, if you have Wix, you go on the 3 tabs, go in advanced SEO function, and it says schema, and you can copy and paste it and put it in there. If you have WordPress, then you go into the advanced Yoast function. Do think you need to pay for Yoast to get this bit, but I think it's like £100 one-off fee or something. Go in, get the advanced Yoast function and stick, that in there. And it's like a flag that says to Google, hey, this is what we do. So I'm just going to start at the top again and just click through. So article type, well, this is a blog, and this is the link to the blog. This is the headline. This is the image. This is who's written it. And this is the day. Click, copy, stick it in. It's really easy. Really, really easy. Breadcrumb. So what I'm going to do, I'll just show you if I go to HC Media. So what I like to do is I like to do all the category pages. I think this should be done on every page. I'm just going to use 2 for an example. So this is my SEO page. So I go SEO services. Link in there. What's the other? Social media services. Click in there. And then if you want more, just press add URL and you've got another page. And what that does is, obviously these are the ones that we wanted to show, is what it does is it does that. So this goes onto your home page. So it's easier. It's like a quick, deep link to find what I want to sell as my gold SEO package, my local SEO package. So in we go. It's straight to that page. Really, really easy.
Sorry, Chris, quick question
Yep.
on that. So you did that on the home page, and
Yes.
you had one for website, and then if there's any services or anything that you wanted to bring up to the top, then you listed them as breadcrumbs,
Yes.
as like bookmarks.
Yeah, pretty much. I like to have my breadcrumbs, the same breadcrumb on all of my category pages. Okay. So if they search SEO services or something like that, they see HC Media Group and it tells them all the other stuff that we do as well. It kind of just fluffs out. So you put the code on your home page and on all your category pages. And what I mean by category pages are these. So you might have shoes, bags, coats, so all the main kind of product pages. After breadcrumb, you've got an event. Well, just put in the details of the event. And there. FAQ page. Question, answer. Now, with this, because you've written FAQs on your website, it's a copy and paste. You copy the question, the content from answer the public in there. You copy your answer in there. You click paste, you stick it in, and it's telling Google what the answer to the question is. So you've got it on your website and in the code. And it's more likely that Google is then going to pick that up and show you to the people, because you're raising your hand. When Google asks a question, what is SEO, you're raising your hand and saying, this is the answer. So because you're kind of doing that, it's going to come to you before it goes to everybody else.
Question, the answer you're going to paste, is it going to have to be from your article, obviously, from your website?
Yes.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, obviously, again, you can't duplicate content from anybody else. So,
Chris, would you do that for every question and answer that you've got on your page? So if you've got 50 questions, or just probably pick ones that you think are popular?
you can just add a question there. You've got question 2, question 3. So you just create one long script of your questions and stick them on.
Cool.
Yeah, I would focus more on as many questions as you can have, because it's more chance of getting that, content through.
Chris,
Yep.
can you do more than one schema code on each of your pages?
Of course you can.
Okay, so you could have like effectively 5 of these all on your homepage.
Yeah.
Awesome, thank you.
Do you know, this is the difference between, I don't want to blow my own trumpet, but this is the difference between a local SEO agency, and I've run SEO for Visa and EE and Vodafone and Butlins, and this is the extra bit. This is going the technical bit that people don't really understand. But actually, it is really easy as long as you've got one page, one service. If you haven't got one page, one service, it gets confusing because you don't know what schema to put where. But if you've got one page, one service, that's why I was drilling that in right from the beginning, your content is all relevant, your schema is all relevant, and tomorrow we're going to talk about authority, and that's going to be all relevant. So it actually makes it really easy. Job posting. Obviously, if you've got a job that you're trying to advertise, then you stick it in there. Obviously, you'll have a page about that as well. Local business, everybody needs to do this straight away. This is the first thing that you do. You put your URL, your different things in there. The only thing is, you've got your latitude and longitude to actually now you win. So you need to find that out. You can find that on Google. And Claire, I saw that you.
Yeah, I've got a Google My Business page. Is that not the same thing?
No, this supports your Google My Business.
Okay, gotcha. And you'd put this
is basically adds authority to your Google My Business and says this is exactly where they are. So it works hand in hand.
That's good, because Google My Business actually has me a few doors down. And I can't change.
Yeah. Organisation, again, everybody should have this. It's just a type, what you do. So type here is, are you educational, are you funding, are you government? It kind of puts you in a box. So if someone searches marketing, well, they know you're in the marketing and advertising folder. So that's kind of where they're going to look first. Person. Obviously, Claire, you need to do this for Brooke because his brand is his name. So with this, you straight away.
I've got to do it on 3 sites.
Yeah, you got a lot. But the person really kind of gets you out there. This is how you get the knowledge graph on the right-hand side about that person. So it doesn't come up automatically, by the way. Okay, Google picks and chooses when they show the information. So don't think that you're going to do it and it automatically comes up. It's an algorithm and they pick and choose, which is annoying. Product. Well, I don't think you really need to say much about that, but this is where you can add reviews on as well. And so if you've got your reviews, copy and paste them in here and stick them on your website. Brilliant. Absolutely superb.
And hi, could I just ask? I've got tons of products. Would I put that on every single product?
Yep.
Oh.
This is exactly what I was saying to you, Rahini. We need to do your SEO because, something like this, obviously we built the website for you. Something like this, is ongoing. You need to keep doing it. Every time you add a new product on, you need to put the schema on.
All right, I've added a few products. I haven't done it.
Yeah, of course you have. You know,
I'm going back.
you know, I don't expect anybody to kind of do that, because it is, you need to keep pushing. You need to keep doing it. So, yeah. Recipe, you know, step 1, step 2, add ingredients. That's great if you're a restaurant or you're something like that, and you want to give people extra value, then recipes are great. Video. You've got a video. Go on, Claire, you've got a question.
Yeah, can you do, sorry, excuse me. Can you do this for services?
Not really.
Okay. Because
But
people in
what-
business don't have products, they have services.
Yeah. So that's like different. So for services, what I would do is make sure there's FAQs on there
Mhm.
that are attributed to the service, and then
Yeah.
put the FAQ schema on,
Gotcha, yeah.
because it's to do with the service, isn't it?
Yeah. Could you try and put a service in the product?
You could do. I've never tried that really, because it's all about price and things like that. And most of the time, services, you don't want the cost, the code on there, do you? The pricing.
Yeah, well, we don't put the cost on any of our.
Yeah, so I wouldn't put those on.
Okay. So just lots of FAQs about services.
Yeah. And then the last one, obviously, is the website. So if you've got an internal site search section, you can put it in there. And that's it. You got your one page, one service. You've got your sitemap. You've got all your content. So what I tend to do is I would do this, and I would copy and paste this and put it in the bottom of the page of my content. And then when you move it, everything from the Google Drive onto the website, you've got your content and you've got your schema there, and you can literally drag and drop, just drop it into each page. And this is the way. So if we're running an SEO campaign, this is the process that we go through. We do all of this, and then we hand it to the client and say, okay, this is what we've done. Do you approve? And they go, yeah, of course we approve. You know, it looks awesome. And then we put it on the website, because we know that the one page, one service is right. And we know that, remember, the content's written, we've got perfect 9 out of 10, and we've got the schema on. There is no chance that there isn't going to be an increase in rankings. There's no chance that it's going to be wrong, because we've just followed the same process.
Chris, where would I find this coding on the page? Would that be somewhere at the bottom?
What do you mean, sorry?
Where would I find it if I want to inspect the pages on the website, just to see if the coding is there? What would that be on the page?
So what kind of website have you got? Is it Wix? Is it WordPress?
I have no idea, because I haven't actually built that. But if I wanted to inspect it, because you're able to see that, are you not?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
if you haven't built it, then
second
obviously
page,
it's not on. But if it's WordPress, then you need a plugin called Yoast.
Okay.
And then the advanced SEO feature in Yoast, you can stick it in there. If it's Wix, then it's the Wix SEO and it's the advanced SEO feature. You're in there. There is a schema testing tool. So you can stick it in here, go to rich results test, and then you put your URL in there, and it will tell you what you've got. So, but if I'm completely honest, 90% of you won't have it. It is something that most developers don't understand or know that it even exists. And that's it. You don't know what you don't know. Most people don't even know this exists. So actually that is, that's it. It's simple. It is absolutely simple. So tomorrow, what we're going to go through is authority. Authority is how we get Google to trust your website. Okay. And we're going to go through that again. It's not long, half hour, 45 minutes tomorrow, if that. And then on Friday, it is all about the technical SEO. So checking your website to see if it has any fundamental mistakes. Now, I can't really do that on Zoom, because I'm like on a group, because it could take half an hour to talk to you about your website, and we've got 40 people on here. So actually what we might have is, you sitting around doing nothing for half an hour listening to somebody else. So like I say, if you want me to do a one-to-one with you and check everything, please do book a consultation with me. It's completely free. I will do that. I'll go through your website. We'll go through the previous days, check your understanding, and we will kind of lay out a plan of kind of what you exactly need to do to absolutely crush that and get that bit. So tomorrow will be kind of the last group call after that. So if you want to book one, just go to HC Media Group website, and then scroll down, and you can just book. Just go to the contact page, contact there. There we go. Chat with us. You can just put it in there, and you can get a book a meeting in with us. Claire, you've got another question?
Yeah, well, it's more of a just a bit of shared information. I was looking on SEM Rush yesterday, and they started integrating with Microsoft in February last month. So for anybody who's, because like we've got Google Drive, but we fundamentally use Microsoft Office because that's what we've always used, and I like it.
Yeah.
So yeah, just a bit of shared information there that they've just started doing it. So
lovely. I don't know. I'm a Google man. I use Outlook, and it really hates. I hate the Google Mail. I love Outlook, but everything else I use is Google, and they just don't sync up. It just annoys me.
Yeah.
So cool. Have we got any other questions? I'm just going to stop share so I can see all your beautiful faces.
It's not a question. It's just another observation. That the schema stuff is literally, it's blown my mind. Like my little mind at the minute is kind of going like that everywhere, going, oh, I need to do that, I need to do that, I need to do that. Oh, I can look there and I can do that.
Yeah, it's like I say, people don't know that it exists. And it is so quick and easy once you know it exists. And when I said right at the start, I said SEO isn't hard. It's time consuming, but as soon as you know what you're doing, it's not hard. And that's why I just don't understand when people have poor SEO agencies. Just means if there's stuff missing on the site, just means that they've been lazy, because it's actually not hard work. You just go through a process and you put the hours in, and you will get an increase of rankings every single time. Increase of rankings means increase of traffic, which means increase of sales. This is why I got into SEO, at such a deep level, because I feel that so many people, don't understand how to do it properly, and it's so easy. Remy.
I had a question in the chat box. I think you went through how to put the schema on the Wix. So if you could just sort of run through that again, because I don't know, I missed that, and I think I only caught up when you were talking about WordPress. And then the second question I had was the competitors' keywords. I know this takes us back to yesterday, but I was looking. I know that there's a way of seeing what keywords your competitors are using, and but I can't remember how to do that. So, and then the third thing, just very quickly, I'm using a template in WordPress, and that template seems to have a schema markup. And I can't remove it. I don't know how to remove it because it seems I have to pay for Yoast to be able to remove it. Because when I search my website on Google, it shows something relating to the generic information that they had there already. And so, any ideas about that? Sorry, questions in one.
Yeah. So to answer that one, pay for Yoast, I guess.
Okay, all right.
A lot of templates do that. They come filled with something. That's why I don't particularly like templates. I think that was that was the thing. The second question. What was the second question?
Wix, how do you put it on
Wix SEO? So actually, when you're going into Wix, it says manage pages, and then there's 3 dots next to each page. If you click on that, it pops up and you've got the SEO function.
Okay.
If you're doing it on WordPress, then it's exactly the same, but you just go in Yoast.
Yeah, okay. And then the third one was about keywords, competitors' keywords.
You can check it in SEMrush. Just put the link in SEMrush, it'll tell you all the keywords that company ranks for.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
You keep saying Yoast to put the schema markup in. In WordPress, and like for example, I use Divi as a thing. You don't need to do that. Just put some code at the bottom, code box. Put your code in.
With all respect, James, you're a developer. Most people are not developers and understand code. So I'm kind of trying to do the shortcut to everybody else, because asking people to open up the code and putting it in the footer or the header, they might get a bit confused.
Yeah, no, I absolutely
so
agree.
Open Yoast. It says schema. Stick it in there. It's so I've just got a couple of other questions I just want to ask that have just come through the thing. So, Carolina, the presentation, as I said along the whole way across, we do all the 5 days, and then we're going to edit, and then we're going to send the whole 5 days to everybody. Okay, so I'm not just doing individual days, because obviously it's going to take ages. So you'd get everything, around kind of Monday, Tuesday next week. Does this SEO process, is it same for every company? I mean, all the SEO experts go through the process, or no? If I'm completely honest, no. I go through my process because I've worked with Visa, EE, Vodafone, National Trust, Butlins, Clarence, and hundreds and thousands of smaller businesses, and I'm an expert in this field. I have worked at other agencies before, my time, and they don't put the same process or the same time in, because I guess the agency, it's more about the sell. Is marketing can be very much like the old car trade. You buy something and you don't know what they're really doing. So some agencies go through that process. Most agencies won't put schema on. So if you're choosing an agency, obviously choose us first. That's the whole point of us doing this. But if not, make sure you start asking some technical questions. Make sure you ask what schema you're going to put on each page. Make sure that you ask these questions to get their understanding and actually nail down the process. And so I see your hand, Claire. I'm just going to answer these questions first on the side. How to implement the scripts on WordPress? Again, get into Yoast. Yoast is a SEO plugin for WordPress. Does all this schema code not bog down your website? Not at all. Google just reads code. It absolutely loves it. If it's an online business only, is there any point doing the local business section? Oh, yes, I think, because Google needs to know your foundations. They need to know that it's trusted, really. But you can choose not to. You can choose not to put it on there. But if you've got a Google My Business account, you should have this as well. If you haven't got a Google My Business, then I guess you don't need this. What is authority in SEO? Authority it kind of comes back to day one. Every website is trusted. Okay, every website has a trust score from 0 to 100, and the more you're trusted, the more, you know, the more Google puts you out there. And you get trust by getting backlinks, and it's called authority. It's an authority score, and that's what we're going to go into tomorrow. Does Schema approach relate to when someone searches plumbers near me? Not directly, but if you put your, you know, your category is you're a plumber, then it speeds up the process. So, you know, yeah, you get more. Claire, this is awesome. Thank you. Is this possible on Google sites? If I'm honest, I do not know, because I have never touched a Google site in my life. I've never even looked at it, to be honest. So, and then we're going back into it's snowing in Newcastle. So Claire, go on. You got a question?
Yeah, I was just looking in my Wix account and went to advanced SEO. I know you gave us a couple of different names for what schema markup could be called. Is it structured data markup?
Exactly that, yeah.
Okay, cool. Thank you.
And like I say, it's the same thing, but it's just called so many different. Sometimes it's called rich snippet markup as well, but actually it's the same. You know, the same one. Can you put Veronica? Can you put a link test to your website? Of course. Let's share screen again. So, structure, rich snippet, wasn't it? And yours is London Eye Clinic, isn't it? Eye Clinic London.
Yes.
So it takes a couple of minutes just to run through.
Sorry, what are you testing for? What is it this is supposed to give?
This is testing if they've already put schema on the website. Obviously, if you're building your website from new, then you know 9 times out of 10 you haven't got it unless you've got a template with it. But even with a template, you know, you want to put your own on there. You want to have control. You want to do your one page, one service, and put your put everything on there. I feel at this point we need to do a what do you call it? So there's 2 on there that's successful: local business and site links.
Okay.
So you've got your addressing, and you've got your search bot, which would be you haven't even got one. Okay, that's a bit awkward. But you know, when you're at the top, it says, you know, you can search.
Yeah.
Search. So you've got some data on your website that says that you're able to, you know, make a search.
Okay.
But you haven't got it.
Great. Thank you.
So again, with the amount of, you know, stuff that you've got, you know, how does Vision ICL surgery cost? Well, that's an FAQ.
Yeah.
No, so this should be all part of, you know, an SEO campaign. Is let me go to an actual let's go dry eye disease page, because you've got lots of FAQs here.
Yeah.
Right, all of this content should be within schemas.
Yeah, no, for sure. It's mind blowing. Thank you for today, actually.
That's right. Do you know, it's quite scary that out of the 4 or 5 days, it is the schema that everybody is just kind of blown away with because
it's so simple.
And like I say, it is just man hours to go through and to do everything. That's all it is. And this is why it really annoys me, you know, with someone like yourself that's paying an SEO agency and they just, they put one on the homepage. So they clearly know about it, you know, and they've just done nothing else. And it just grinds my gears, if I'm honest. So, right. Stop, sit it there. Claire Smith, how do you add schema to craft? I don't even know what craft is. So apologies. With this, I just want to explain something which might help because I've seen Google websites and craft, and I know that there's a few other, you know, ways that you can build websites. Now, the way that the way that Google reads websites is the code in the back end. Okay, so it's HTML code and it reads the code, and when you write content, it goes into the code and they can read it, which is very, very easy. If you're using, and I don't know about Google, I don't know about Craft, I know with GoDaddy, you can get like GoDaddy sites or 123 Reg sites, or you can buy a site with one-on-one owners and things like that. Actually, where you put the content is called an iframe. An iframe is basically a picture. So when Google goes read the sites, it goes round the iframe because it thinks it's just an image. And there's content in there. So actually Google doesn't read the content. So if you use those really cheap, you know, free website builders, what's happening is, yes, you get a lovely website and it looks nice, but you can't do any SEO. It doesn't matter how much content you put on there. Google just thinks it's an iframe. So if you do want to make sure that, you know, this works, then you do need to go. I would suggest the only two that I use is Wix and WordPress. Sometimes, and I don't really like it, but sometimes we work on Magento. That's more e-commerce product side. And don't even get me started on Shopify. But, you know, Wix and WordPress for what you guys are doing are best for SEO. So yeah, I don't know. I've never even heard of Craft, so I can't say if you put it on there. But I'm sure there's a help function, and you can just say to them, you know, hi, how do I put this schema on? Most sites you should be able to put it on. So that's it for today. So your task for today is to go to technicalseo.com. You've written your content. Now make sure that you put your schema on that page, and you know, we go from there. So thank you very much for your time. I will see you again at 9:30 tomorrow. I am in the office all day today. So if people want to drop me an email, if they want to book a call, please feel free. I'm here to help, and we'll just go from there. So for now, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Just one moment. Oh, okay.